welcome to Storyboard. I'm Shabani Kharat. In an insightful conversation with Nitin Saini, Vice President of Marketing at Mondelēz India, we explored how India's chocolate market is evolving across multiple fronts, from legacy leadership to new age snacking habits. Saini acknowledged the growing presence of niche and artisanal chocolate players, but affirmed that the category growth leaves space for both legacy and emerging brands. He also shed light on how Q-Commerce is transforming the chocolate and snacking landscape. As platforms such as Blinkit, Instamart, Zepto grow, Saini noted a clear shift. Listen in to find out more. Nitin, welcome to CNBC TV 18.
Thank you, Shivani.
And I must first, at the start of the conversation, congratulate you for yet another can win. Your consequent wins over the past many years, although first one for your 5-star. So tell us more, what was it like picking a gold Cannes Lion?
So we are extremely happy to win a gold at Cannes Lion. And this was the first gold for 5-star, as you said. 5-star won a bronze last year, but this was the first gold for the Erase Valentine's Day campaign, which was our Valentine's Day campaign from last year.
Yeah.
And it was received so well. So we are very happy that it's got culminated in this way with us winning a gold.
Yeah, that's fantastic. And we are also meeting at the right time, just a few weeks ahead of the festive season, also a gifting season for you guys. Very important time for Mondelēz. Tell us more, what are you most excited about as a marketer?
Rakhi and Diwali are big chocolate gifting occasions for us. So we have very strong plans going into gifting season this year as well. We have got a total new pack design on our celebrations range, which we are very excited about. We'll have some new packs going into Diwali. We'll have strong campaigns. So overall, very, very excited. And just to add, we have a new campaign going on silk as well in July. So a lot of exciting stuff happening in the second half of this year.
And tell us more, what are some of the changes and shifts that you are seeing when it comes to consumption of chocolate in India? Also, I have seen the entry of a lot of, niche, artisanal, bean to bar kind of chocolate players in the Indian market. So how is it impacting your market share?
I think first of all, as far as the category is concerned, the category continues to do quite well. And what we have seen is that it's becoming more ubiquitous. What it means is that it's being consumed not just as an everyday treat, but also on special occasions, not just for a me individual pick me up kind of moments, but also in social occasions for collective joy, collective moments of happiness. So it's becoming more ubiquitous, becoming more relevant in more moments, and that is why the category continues to do well. And as far as we are concerned, being a 65 share in the category, our objective is always to drive the category.
Yeah. So, but give us an understanding whether it has, the consumption of chocolate has become more of an impulse purchase, or, people buy chocolate for occasions like we used to, during our childhood. If there was a special occasion like a birthday or, visit to someone's place, or a family member coming home, and I would get a bar of chocolate. So what is it like? Are people buying more chocolate because of impulse or for an occasion?
It is both. So, over the last many years, it has moved from being relevant for special occasions, like you just said, somebody's birthday or something good happening, to becoming relevant for everyday treat as well. And that is the shift we have seen, and that is one of the reasons actually why the category is doing so well. The other vector I'll say is how it has become relevant for both, as I was saying earlier, for both me, individual occasions, as well as collective social occasions. So we have seen it progress on both the vectors, from special to everyday, and from me to both me and we.
Q-Commerce, how has it forced you to rethink your strategies? Q-Commerce versus traditional retail versus, the other e-com platforms. How are you rethinking when it comes to, the packaging, when it comes to driving more visibility? Like, what are you doing different as compared to what you used to 1 or 2 years ago?
We need to make sure we understand the channel very well. Who is the consumer cohort? What are their preferences when it comes to pack sizes or even segments? And making sure that, we are then planning our mix in a way that we address their needs. So one of the things that I was talking earlier is this premiumization as a trend that is being fueled by Q-Comm. So we need to make sure that our premium portfolio is robust and we have the right pack sizes and the variety there. So for example, Boneville, which is our dark chocolate brand, actually now has a sizable contribution coming in from e-commerce or quick commerce. So we are looking at everything that we can do to make sure we win in that channel.
Yeah. What are some of the things that, like major players such as yourself can learn from these big viral trends like, the Dubai chocolate viral trend that, the whole world was obsessed with for the past couple of months?
I think what Dubai chocolate tells you is the power of social media, I would say, and also the power of tapping into local desserts.
Yeah.
So even for us, like in Mondelēz, in the past, we have done experimentation with local desserts as part of our Madbury activation. And even this Diwali, will actually have a new pack called Celebration Fusions, which will be fusion of Cadbury chocolate with local popular desserts such as kesar, khoya, rabdi. So we are gonna make sure that we also experiment with local desserts and local culture. I think the other part of it is to make sure we know what is on trend. So we would like to create a moment of Dubai chocolate of our own. So for that, it is important that we are very much listening to what people are talking about on social media and then do something very quickly about it.
Yeah, and that's something that you've tried on a regular basis, even with silk, with your Oreo silk and, your red velvet silk, your, brownies that you've come up with, mixing them with, Cadbury Dairy Milk. So how have that worked? How do you know whether, is an innovation, like no matter how much atpata that innovation is working for you guys or not?
Look, that's a great question. And actually, if I look at silk, all the new things that you just mentioned, right? The hazelnuts and the Oreos, the mousse, even the desserts range that we launched recently, they've all been the most important driver for the growth of that brand. And today, bulk of the consumption actually happens from that variety. So all of that has actually been very, very important. Making sure we are experimenting with new ranges, new flavors, and you spoke about them, and what we have done in the recent past and over the years. So that's been very important to drive the growth of the brand.
Are there also repeats for these, innovations? Because sometimes curiosity, like, makes me pick up like something new that I see on a platform or while walking through a supermarket. But are people coming back?
They are. So if if you look at the silk innovations, all the innovations that we have done under silk, they have been all permanent line extensions. So the Oreo, the hazelnut, the mousse, the desserts range, they are still in the market. So they are what you can call as permanent extensions of the brand. I think at the same time, we have done stuff around limited editions as well as part of our Madbury activation, where you would have 2 flavors in the market for 2 months. Even earlier this year, we had something called Mocha Almond under Dairy Milk, which was a limited edition. So we look at we do our understanding around what is likely to be a permanent flavor, where there will be repeats, and what probably is more sort of going to be on trend and will have limited shelf life. So that is the work we do, with consumers and understand that better.
Yeah, and there is one thing that I have also noticed over the past many months is, the term chocolate, the definition of it has become wider with the entry of protein bars and, healthy snacking options. And you walk into like a store and you will see like a customer stepping in and saying, okay, wo dates wala chocolate dena, ya fir wo protein wala chocolate dena. So how is that impacting purchase of some of some of your legacy brands such as the Cadbury Dairy Milk?
I think for most consumers, they still see chocolate distinct from bars at this time. However, as you rightly said, the lines might be blurring for some consumers. So for us, therefore, it is important that we continue to look at that closely and see what that means to us from an innovation standpoint. We do have Fuse in our portfolio, which is chocolate with peanuts.
Yeah.
And it's actually positioned on hunger satiation.
Yeah.
And that's doing again quite well. So, we have already something in our portfolio and we'll continue to look at what that means to us from an innovation standpoint.
Yeah, and finally, before we go, we spoke about so many trends, the health trend, the dark chocolate trend, premiumization. But apart from that, what are some of the things that you are foreseeing that will shape the chocolate industry going forward?
I think we talked about premiumization, we talked about mindfulness, we talked about quick commerce, fueling snacking growth. I think the one that I'll add here is digitization, and I know we talk about it quite a lot, but it is definitely a trend we continue to see grow and grow. And it means several things. It means the way people are consuming content. They have moved away from just TV to TV, digital, now connected TV. So we need to make sure that we know what is happening in that space, whether it is in terms of their payment habits or buying habits. So digitization is on the rise, and linked to that are things like AI, and making sure that as marketeers, as and category leaders, we are leveraging AI in making sure we are using that to drive the category growth and using that to make our brands more exciting and engaging to the consumers. So I would say digitization and AI as the other trend that I'll add.
It is time for a short break. On the other side, in an insightful conversation with advertising legend Ambi Parmeshwaran, we find out what makes for a great marketing cocktail today through his latest book, Marketing Mixology.